Alright, I'm going to put out this video, not making it fancy, anything, like I really make any of my videos fancy. But this is going to be a video of Venus. I started filming it at about 5:20 p.m. on December 15th, 2016. And, it's still visible right now. You can catch it during the day. I've got some earlier video too that I did, later video, probably showing the same thing, but check out how the edges of Venus is nice and dark. This dark edge. And I film it for a while here. I do take a little break in between, but I film it right up until it gets dark. I can't exactly how long, but I did take out a little piece of video here because I had company come over. They got me distracted, so I didn't finish filming it, and I sat there and went right off the screen. But I've got to say I filmed this for over an hour. So this goes from 5:20, and heck, actually I could probably tell you exactly how long it was. Hang on here, I'm gonna zip back through my files here. See what video that was. Okay. Way back up here. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna try to, maybe I should have paused it for a second here until I found them again. And I'm going through these things quick. Here it is right here. And let's see, this was the last one. Some properties. I filmed it almost an hour. Well, probably about that. 6:12 p.m. I think I started the last video, so however long that ran for. So almost, I'd probably say almost an hour. All right, so what I did too is I put this in different settings, different compensation exposures and whatnot. So here, I'm going to just let it run and let you listen and watch video. Have fun. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it didn't change a thing. It doesn't want to autofocus on it. And as it gets darker, yeah, that's a good place to just let her go. That's a full zoom. As it gets darker, it gets bigger, of course, because it's shinier and brighter. And this is set on infinity, 120 frames per second. and then compensation exposure turned all the way down, lowest setting. Here, I'm going to turn it all the way up. Let's see what happens. Damn it. Okay. So what happens when you turn the compensation exposure all the way up? Just gets bigger. And it's probably not quite focused as well. And then I can go with a manual focus. Let's try that. With the compensation exposure turned up. Okay. And it's about as big as it was before with the compensation exposure turned down all the way. Does give you a little more of a halo around it though. But let's see if I can't get it right on the money here. Right there. I believe that's it. There. So again, this is at 120 frames per second. Compensation exposure turned all the way up, and manual focus. And I brought my contrast and my saturation settings to 0. So I didn't add nothing to none of these last two videos. So this compensation or the contrast and the saturation rate is at 0. So this way my camera is not adding anything to it. Damn it. Shit. Time I get it back in the screen. There we go. One more time and I'm going to leave it like that. Shut it off. I just see too many videos of Venus in all different shapes and sizes, including some I put out myself. But this is Venus. This is Venus. Don't believe me? Try all kinds of different settings and you'll get many different images of Venus. But when you get it on the right setting, right compensation, the right ISO, manual focus, this should be the image that you get. This matches up more to a telescope image of Venus than anything else I've seen. And I have my own small telescope that I prove it to myself. I'll go one more time. Actually, the darker it gets, the bigger it gets, huh? Alright, last time. It was like 8 minutes of film time. I'll film it later on if it doesn't fog up. I'm getting foggy at night lately. Have a good one. Make a couple attempts here to take some pictures of this Venus here. I'm gonna need to adjust my camera, I think. Let's see, no, I got it here. Okay. So there's Venus. and you see what happens. And you just zoom in on it. But I'm going to be focusing it with the camera as I take pictures. Okay, so I just want to make a short video just to say that I'm taking pictures after this video. Here's Venus, and like I said in the last video, I was gonna take some pictures of it. I'm gonna let it come across the screen one time. Then I also want to pull back and let you see that the sky's still blue. It's a dark blue, gray. Here, let me zoom back. Come on here. Zoom back. Okay. You see how the sky kind of, camera picks it up pretty good. And then we're going to zoom back in on it. There's a trick to it too. Okay. Okay, and my pictures are going to be taken with the exposure compensation turned up and down. So you get different ones with the compensation exposure. Camera, the aperture set at 120 frames per second. It's on auto. The ISO is on auto. And the contrast, image sharpening, all set on zeros, so we don't have any mix up with that. Okay. I'm going to start my pictures. Actually, I wanted to turn the compensation exposure all the way up and show you the difference between Venus with the compensation exposure turned up and down. And I want to get these pictures. Alright. So let it come down one time across the screen. And this is with the compensation exposure turned all the way up. And I'm on the camera settings recording. Okay. And we'll do one with it all the way down. Last one was in the middle. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. We're going to let it come down through the screen here. And I believe that's at full zoom. Yes, that's at full zoom. And like I said, I let it go down through the thing one time, and then pictures, 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 and pictures. And I got to change the battery because my battery's dead. Let me go get one.